Good deal. All right. Good deal. It is 12 o'clock. We have all members present. We have myself and Director Willis and Lynette Evans from the Attorney General's office.
All right. Thank you. So we have who we need. Do you need to do roll call? Or?
I certainly can. Chief Solberg.
I'm here.
Bill Johnson.
Present.
Brad Conley.
Here.
Chief Tyser.
Here.
Leslie Lemens.
Here.
Great. All right. All set.
All right. Thank you all for joining us. We'll get the meeting started. We are going to start with FY25 and FY26. Grant budget update. Daryl or Ann? Daryl, are you doing that?
No, I'm going to let Ann do that.
Okay.
I am just leaving the PISA conference, so I don't have all the correct information in front of me, but I spoke
No
with
problem.
Ann and she's got it ready to go.
Yeah, that's
Perfect.
right. So we have, as I mentioned, Frank's on vacation. He'll be back for next week's meeting. So I'll go ahead and present. Basically, the state has still not passed the fiscal year 26 budget. The only grants that we know for sure we have the absolute pen on paper signed budget documents for are for the end of year fiscal year 25. We will soon find out about the 26 task force and vertical prosecution. If, as we expect, all will go as planned with the numbers we'll present. But we'll know that once that budget gets officially signed. So we can't do anything with any of these grants until the board approves them next Friday, June 20th. Hopefully by then there will be a budget passed and we can get our work with getting budgets loaded. So
We shall see.
we shall see. All right, I am going to go ahead and share my screen. Let's see. Great. All right. You can all see my screen. Okay. All right. I sent you all the links to the PDF budget requests that come in through eCivis as well as their budget reports. We had actually 10 agencies that expressed interest in submitting these end of year grant requests, which, as you all know, are pretty tight turnaround time. And so 5 agencies actually were able to submit. Part of my outreach to the agencies once they do start the process is making sure they can comply with that short turnaround time to get that contract signed and get the money into their account by June 30th. We issue extensions, as you know, for them to do the procurement and get their program up and launched. But we do need those funds and that grant contract back by June 30th. So these 5 agencies presented their requests. And so staff reviewed these week before last and came up with our recommendations. Did you all were able to open the documents and see the grants?
Yeah.
Awesome. Great. Yeah. So I have them in alphabetical order. Apache Junction, their grant request is $12,000 for an Axon camera system that allows real-time access for flexible deployment. As Apache Junction has received a license plate reader from us in the past, they continue to do great work. That's kind of a booming, growing area that's experiencing a lot of growth. And so we're happy to have them continue as grant partners. Staff recommendation is to fund their request at $12,000. Anybody have any questions or feedback on the Apache Junction PD grant?
I'm trying to pull theirs up real quick because they want to do the Axon, right? Because I know we did Flock before for them.
Correct.
So I know Axon's coming out with those. And do you know the money that because I didn't realize that they were in production with this because we've been talking Axon as well.
Yeah.
And so have they got confirmation they'll be able to spend the money in the time frame they need to?
Well, they'll get on an extension. The only thing we have to have back from them is a signed contract. So
as long as they sign the contract,
money has to go into their account, then they can get an extension for 30, 60, 90, however many days. So yeah, that procurement card is always what hangs them up. So yes, they've indicated they'll be able to comply with that.
Okay. I don't have any further questions. Does anyone else?
All right,
Right.
great.
Do you want to do them one by one? Do you need a motion to approve, or do you want to do them at the end? Do we have any conflicts for anybody? Phoenix, no, we shouldn't have any conflicts, right?
No conflicts. Next week we'll have conflicts for full board approval with DPS and the prosecutor. But well, yeah. So anyway, should we do them one by one? Lynette, does that make the most sense?
I mean, I guess it could go either way. If you don't have individual items that are going to be different, you could potentially take them as one item. But if it's kind of more the practice to do them one by one, you've got some discretion here as to how you think is the most efficient way to handle this.
Okay.
Let's do them all together.
Okay.
Since we don't have any conflicts, if you guys are good with that.
When we get to the vertical prosecution, we'll have to do vertical prosecution separately because we do have Maricopa County on that one. But so yeah, for this one. All right. Okay. So we'll press on. Florence PD came with a request to implement an auto theft awareness program. Staff was really excited to see an agency put in for this. So they have all sorts of plans to go out into the community, targeted auto theft prevention and awareness campaigns. They wanted to purchase steering wheel locks. I was able to send them the Hyundai Corporation law enforcement request form so they can get, I think, up to, it used to be 120, but they might be maxed out at 96 right now. And so anyway, that will definitely assist them. They were fine with that. So staff recommended fully funding their project, less the $440 they had budgeted for steering wheel locks. So they'll be able to get those for free. Any questions on Florence PD?
So 3721 is what that one
correct.
Is.
Yep.
Okay.
And I know they've got a new chief out there, and so we're excited to help support that project. All right, the next agency is Peoria Police Department. They're requesting $3,970 to send two detectives to the Western States Auto Theft Conference in the fall in Lake Tahoe. So staff is recommending their request to fund somebody. That's a great opportunity for those detectives to get some really good advanced training for investigations and auto theft detection. Also, our Director Willis is attending that conference for the first time. And so it'd be nice to have some more Arizona representatives there. I know Peoria PD, they've got their new real-time crime center coming up. They're really involved in AATA, the Auto Theft Investigators Group. And so we fully supported their request. Any questions? All right. Next agency is Phoenix Police Department. They came to us with a request for grappler replacement nets. As you all know, those are a one-time use device. They've had a really active grappler. They help support DPS. They help support surrounding agencies. These specific nets will be going to the K9 unit vehicle, which is it's a dedicated call out group. So they only go out for stolen vehicles. So they're not dispatched from regular 911 dispatch. They go on call outs. These would all be dedicated stolen vehicle deployments, and they'd be able to provide stats on that for us. So, any questions? Staff is recommending, like I said, fully funding that at $5,200. All right. Tonto Apache Police Department. This is actually, I think, the first time, if not ever, then in a really long time, that we've had a tribal agency, a tribal police agency, put in for a grant. We're really excited to work with them. They're requesting flock safety cameras. They're requesting $12,000 for 2 flock safety cameras. Staff is recommending, we've spoken with the chief, staff is recommending fully funding one of those, which will be placed on State Route 87 southbound lanes. So funding half of their requests. Like I said, they're supportive of that, and help them get up and running and help provide, hopefully, their data with surrounding agencies like they're doing, as well as DPS. Any questions on Tonto Apache? Great. The total request, the total amount available is $32,706. As you all know, we have about 26,000 every year line items for local grants. And so we were able to find a little bit extra money from just a few thousand from a vertical prosecution salary savings. The 5 grants totaled $37,291. And staff, oh, go ahead, Chief.
No, I was saying that's the ask, not what
That's
we're
the
approving,
ask,
right?
correct. And staff is recommending $30,891, which puts us at $1,815 going back to the fund balance on those grants.
Okay. All right, can we get a motion to approve those 5 grants for $30,891?
I'll do a motion to approve.
Thank you, Brad. Second.
I'll second.
That I couldn't tell if that was Bill or Rob.
Yeah.
But
I think we both did at the same time.
you can have this one, Bill. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, thank you, Ann. Vertical.
Great. All right. Vertical prosecution. Let's see. Y'all can see my screen, the vertical prosecution. So we have same amount available as we've had the last several years, $1,362 million and $92. So staff are basically keeping everyone at the same level. One mention is that we were able to fund Maricopa County, fully fund Maricopa County at their request this year. So we had some salary savings or some less of a request from PEMA, and are keeping Pinal at their 342.18 number. So I'll go through them individually. La Paz County Attorney's Office, they're requesting 1 vertical prosecutor salary and ERE. Any questions on La Paz County? All
Yeah,
right.
just because I'm not familiar with the terminology, what's ERE?
Employee-related expenses. So
Thank you.
salary and all their benefits. And I don't know what their percentages are, but they're pretty hefty. Certainly when we get to DPS too, their ERE is big chunks of money. So no questions. They addition, La Paz and Mojave are both pretty active counties with going out in the fall and doing outreach and prevention events at their small county community events and fairs and such. So they did have some money in there for operating expenses for prevention and outreach. All right, that concludes La Paz. We'll go through these individually.
So can we get a motion to approve La Paz?
Are we going to do those all together, Chief, or individually?
We have a conflict on one of them, don't we? And
Oh, for Maricopa, right?
So we could either do them all together, except for Maricopa.
let's do that.
Okay. All right. Let's see. Then I'll skip over Maricopa. How about that? We'll go to Mojave. So Mojave County, same thing. In salary and ERE for 1 attorney. So grant request 151,456, and staff recommendation is to fully fund, keep them at the same level. Pima County, same thing. Grant request $3,011, 709. Staff was recommending fully funding. They have 2 prosecutors and 1 support staff. Pinal County, also 2 prosecutors and support staff, and their request was $394,967. Staff is keeping them at the same level, $340,218. Santa Cruz County is our last county. They're at a 75% funding level, $80,794. Staff is recommending fully funding Santa Cruz County. So we'll do a motion for those 5, sorry, and then we'll come back to Maricopa.
Yes.
I'll do a motion to approve.
Thank you, Brad. Can we get a second?
Second.
Thank you, Wesley. All in favor, please say aye.
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 Any opposed? All right, those passed. On to Maricopa, and Leslie will have to recuse herself.
That's right. All right. Grant request is 2 attorneys and one full-time support staff. We have requested $349,042. Staff is recommending and able to fully fund their grant requests this year. They always come up a little under, and so we're happy to be able to support them this year as our largest, most active vertical prosecution county.
Hey, Anne, can I just clarify something on that?
Sure.
It's going to be 1 full-time task force attorney, and then I'm going to be the overflow sort of second attorney who's just partially funded. So but the paralegal and the task force attorney we have, he's from our auto theft bureau from before, and he's an attorney 3, so he's a great asset to have. So I just wanted to clarify that it's kind of like 1 1/4.
Right. But it's two salaries. It's 2 prosecutor salaries. How you guys break it down on your end, right?
No, it's 1 full prosecutor salary, 1 full paralegal, including what we call fringe, which is, I forget the acronym that you used. And then I
Yeah.
believe mine was 25%.
Okay.
So I am the second attorney, but only at like 25% because I'm going to take a small task force load and do some of the cases.
Okay, got it. That's right. And that's all going to start July.
Yeah, July 1.
That means Leslie makes a lot of money. That's what that means.
Yeah, that just means that I'm very excited to have an attorney 3 in the full-time position. Because usually they're attorney 2s, which are a little less experienced. And so I'm super excited. Yeah, he's going to be great.
Awesome.
I'll do a motion to approve.
Thank you, Brad. Can we get a second?
Second.
Thank you, Bill. All in favor, please say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
And for the record, Leslie Laments, Maricopa County abstaining.
Thank you, Leslie.
Thank you, Leslie.
Great grant, or Anne, the task force grant from DPS.
Task force grant. Okay. Let's see, as you all know, you can see my screen with the task force tab. As you all know, task force are line itemed. What we think they're going to be receiving this year is $4,576,300, which is actually an increase of $123,600, which they're now getting smart enough to include a bump in our appropriation to cover the employee raises for DPS. So that's being proposed. As you know, their line item, the request was for $5,898,000. Staff is recommending to fully fund their line item at $4,576,300. Any questions?
Hearing none. Can we get a motion to approve the DPS task force grant?
I'll do a motion to approve.
Thank you, Brad. And can we get a second?
Second.
We'll give this one to Chief Ticer.
Sounds good.
All right. All in favor, please say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, thank you. All right, that concludes all the grants. Is there anyone from the public that would like to speak? Hearing none, we can move on. We'll adjourn here in a second. Our meeting next Friday at 10 a.m., right?
Correct?
Okay. If you have any conflicts, please get someone to substitute for you and let Ann know if that's going to happen. So appreciate it. We can bring the meeting to a close.
Perfect. Thank you all. Appreciate it.
Thank
We'll
you all.
see you next
All right.
Friday.
Good job, Ann.
See you guys.
Good day.
Bye,
Thank
guys.
you.
Bye.